like you was able to repeat it, so you know I said it. And I ain't gonna change it. You stupid motherfucker.
Well, listen,
I'd
right?
rather be a motherfucker than a fatherfucker.
Well, listen, right? First and foremost, I want to thank you all for tuning in to the Signal 27 show. I want to thank y'all and appreciate y'all's support because we are on iTunes and Google Play, but we just got on Spotify as well. So this will be the first official Spotify show. All the other ones were uploaded to Spotify. Thank you, Spotify, for accepting this podcast as an exceptional piece of art.
Yes.
Because we don't give a fuck, and we going to do our own thing. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not celibate. I gives fucks.
He know Ed know how to stop a show, no?
I know, right?
So I had to get that out
He
there.
is the fattest Howard Cosell you ever seen. Spotify, I ain't never seen this motherfucker. They
I
was
ain't
like,
never
who
mentioned
is
no
that
monkeys
bitch?
going.
Come on, champ. How did you do it?
Look at that monkey go.
Yo, but I want to go around the table and let y'all know who we got here. You know, we got our normal people, but for those who are new, who are going to be listening, we'll go around to the left. You see him. He's right there. That's Jason D. Granger, a.k.a. Sunshine.
No, that's ain't no
not-
AKA.
The Romper King.
Romper King.
The Romper King.
Hey, boy, y'all like the past, don't you?
Huh?
Throwback 30.
Hey, yo.
That was nice. You would look just like that cup. What kind of cup was
Yeah,
that?
Dixie cup.
Yeah, the
from
Dixie
90s.
cup. I was like, yeah.
Dixie paper cup.
Was that an
That's
Ixies?
cool.
Was that,
You
was
like
that,
Yeah.
was that on purpose?
That was on purpose.
It had to be.
Yeah, he told us
You
about it.
can't do that by no accident.
And that was more of a male romper, like you said, because
come
when
on.
you said like
More
romper,
of, no, it was a male.
Yeah.
romper.
yeah, when you said romper, I was like,
Right.
He had
Word
a-
messed
I thought you
everything
were
So he had on
I
the
thought you were gonna
transgender
be in,
romper.
like glitter
Yeah,
and
yeah.
sequins.
Nah, y'all
Jason
didn't
got
think that.
ass
It had the
thick
little
thighs.
square
I was kind
door
of
in
worried.
the
I was
back
like,
with the
oh,
little
no.
two buttons.
I had it hanging up in the
Long
house
as his
about
bike
a week.
went out, that was
Yeah.
a,
You
I
couldn't
said,
you
yeah.
couldn't
I said,
tell
am I
that was
finna
a
wear
rumper
this?
though.
Am
yeah.
I
You
really
could tell.
finna
It looked like an
I
outfit.
tried it on it. I got it a size big, so it ain't really fit on
There
me
you
like
go.
that.
You didn't have the bike
I
out, did
look
you?
like a.
Because I didn't
say
see you
who?
turned around. I
Nah,
was
I
making
look
sure.
like a
You
bust
said
down
your
Tatiana.
cup wasn't busted.
I ain't want to do that.
Bust down
Right.
Tatiana.
Boy, that's
I can't
dangerous.
do it.
Still. And you see next to him, she got the stripes on, and she's messing with her hair. That's Miss Officer. You know what I'm saying? Miss Everything going on. That's the author,
AKA
officer.
hot chocolate.
Hot chocolate. You know what I'm saying?
No marshmallows.
No marshmallows. Bet not be no.
I like marshmallows.
Uh-oh.
No, fuck the dumb shit. You better not.
Marshmallows are good. They sweeten up the hot chocolate. Hello.
Well, you better call Leroy Marshmallow
I'm
then.
not participating in this.
Marshmallow Man.
You saw
She,
me.
she got the book called The Other Side of Addiction. She's an author and officer. That's Lakita Gordon, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey, y'all.
You see him right next to me, Mr. Unity Over Beliefs, Mr. What you call it?
Conscious conversations
About to say
with
unconscious.
I
comedians.
know. I was about to
Mr.
say.
Unconscious.
You know what I'm saying?
So
Yo, this is comedian David Emmanuel.
Mr. Is your pineapple land clean?
Hey.
Yeah.
Start counting, Ed, you bitch.
Yo, and you got me. You can find me at the last Leroy. Everything is
He
everything.
didn't
Thick
start it.
baby.
Yeah.
He didn't start it.
That's thick guns.
Shots fired.
You see him to the right of
That
me.
Thickens nickname be tripping me out, though.
You see him to the right of me, yo. This man, refrigerator died on him with all of his liquor on the inside of it. He's a storyteller. That is our light-skinned brother,
Fabler.
the Fabler.
What up?
That sound like you be lying.
AKA the
Hey, a
flapper.
lie's a story
Fable.
too. That's why they call it telling stories.
The
Yeah.
flapper.
Like when Dave just called me a bitch.
Oh.
I ain't no bitch.
I didn't call you. I didn't call you a bitch.
I ain't gonna be no bitch.
I call
Set
you
it up
a
for us.
B-I-H.
Oh,
B.I.
The yin
B-I-H.
yang twins say.
yeah.
Yo. And you see him to the far right. My man just had a show. This past Friday, did an outstanding job, clean show. That is Christian comic Big Chip.
Big
I know that right. What's up, world?
He say world. It's 10
World.
11.
level.
World.
So what I wanted.
World.
Hey.
Bruh.
No,
Get it
You
out
got to
system.
take
Get
the
it
Yeah, I
out.
had-
medication that's prescribed.
Go
to
ahead,
him.
my brother.
Yeah, because I'll turn your mic off.
Yeah, I know. That's messed up. Get suspended off the mic in your
Right.
show.
So listen, before we get started, the topic of conversation today is reparations and ADOS. A lot of stuff been going around trying to get black folks reparations. But before I get started, I want to bring up a situation that just recently happened. Listen, if you're a person of color and you're looking to buy land, you should be able to go in any area if land is available with your money and be able to purchase that piece of land. But you also have people that don't want to see you prosper. Okay, I have a brother of color that is buying large pieces of land, and the people have called the daggone the land inspection people on them. What do you call that? That's the
Snitching.
Yeah, they snitching on them for the most part, but it's what is it? That's the I can't think of it. The
Survey?
damn no, they survey the land and make sure you're not digging on wetlands.
Survey.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
So-
BMBH.
Or whatever that. What is that?
Black man buying a house.
Environmental.
Yeah, the EPA. Yeah, you got the EPA,
Don't worry
and
about
then they
EPA.
got
Trump trying to
the
defund them
people
anyway.
that come out there to do all of the survey. Well, the white folks that's around right across from living in trailers.
It's not the U.S. Army Corps, is it? 'Cause-
Army Corps of Engineers.
there you go.
There we go. Thank you. They got to go out there and do the survey, but they saying that the man has dug up on wetland. Well, he didn't know after he got his stuff from the city. But the thing is that it's white folks that was around it that didn't want him to purchase the land.
Yeah.
And had informed them that the EPA as well as the Army Corps of Engineers that he was digging up wetlands.
How did
After
they
he-
get on the land
Well,
before
where
him?
where the hell are all these damn preachers? Because you got a church on every corner. Why they ain't out there
Man.
backing them up like a gang?
That's a business. Come on. Now.
I don't know. All I'm saying is that listen, you got to keep doing your due diligence.
Right.
You're gonna have oppression and oppressors sit up there and press you,
Right.
so that you can't move into a specific neighborhood. You can't purchase a specific type of land,
Yeah.
and all they're gonna do
We
is
feel you,
fucking
Jason.
snitch on you. All I
Right,
can say is
right.
just, you know what I'm saying? She ain't shit.
Well,
I'm dead serious.
Who is she?
Damn, I forgot her name. Something Jackson.
Oh,
something.
She's over the office.
Janet.
No, she.
Miss?
No,
She
she's
must
no,
be
she's
stopped.
living. She lives in a neighborhood,
In
and
this, where the neighborhood at, damn it?
it's right. It's right down the street from here.
Oh, okay.
Right down the street.
Ocean one.
Yep. And you got these old Ocean Way people that don't want black folks to be moving
Well,
in certain
they don't
parts.
have no fuck them.
Right. That's what I said. Fuck them in the ass.
But
And
they
people
have
probably
property
like-
there already.
They
Somebody
building
dug
a
that
whole
up.
new
You
subdivision
got
right
the
before you come to
sodomize
my
them
house. You
people
see how
over
they
there?
cleaned it
Yeah.
out. And they
And
built
in
the
their wallets,
subdivision.
too.
See, the good thing about it is when more black people move in, they move the fuck out. So
Yep.
I want more black people to come closer to me because I'm the only one back there, and I don't want them to kill me by myself.
No,
Oh my
want
goodness.
y'all
I went-
motherfuckers
He
to come
on
out
some
there.
misery.
I
loves
went
company.
back there. I went back there where Brother David stay at, and when you drive through, you have to have your pistol on your lap because there's so
Okay.
many Confederate flags that's through there. And I consider that's a
That's
form.
like
You,
Cedar
you,
Point.
you can't
That's-
have no pistols. You got to have a semi-automatic,
shotgun.
like
Yeah,
AK,
that's
50
when I got a
rounds,
shotgun.
100
If
rounds.
they
Right.
got
But
it,
the
you can
thing
get it.
about it got right before my gate, he decided he gonna put his on and walk across the street getting his trash. So I'm like, I don't really care, but my thing, like, I don't want to die and it be a punk motherfucker that shot me. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, I get to heaven, they be like, you let this bitch ass motherfucker kill you.
That's what they gonna say in heaven. That's all they got to
Yeah.
say.
Yeah, Michael gonna be like this with his wings.
Somebody give
Yeah,
Dave
you
some
let
dap.
All that
motherfucker
training
That's real
you done
talk right there.
had, you know what I'm saying? You got weapons, and you let this punk ass motherfucker kill you.
Think about all the soldiers that came back from the recent wars over in Iraq and Afghanistan, and the cops fuck with them because they was black.
Yeah.
Shoot, they
Except for that
killing
dude in Dallas.
So yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
they
looking
killed
at the Capriel shout out. If you watch, you may not, but I'm gonna join that group. They got a thing you can join with your concealed weapon, and they represent you in court and all this stuff. They probably just taking your money because you know they be on code all the time, but it don't hurt to have it.
Damn, you just say
Hey,
you gonna join this group.
remember
No.
Dave
They
said
gonna
that.
say,
Man,
I'ma give you a
that's just
compliment,
like the
but
union
I'ma
I'm
take
in.
you out.
The motherfuckers ain't worth a shit. Everybody in here don't like the motherfucking union, but
This boy
Yeah,
passionate.
he's-
The R. Kelly union, they
it's a
just
good
pissing.
chance they might get your job back. That's the only thing they good for.
Oh.
I done lost a whole lot of money behind they punk ass wouldn't go up there and represent and get my motherfucking money. My neighbor was reminding me of when we went to the meeting. And I was getting madder and madder. You know, they tried to make us vote.
Mad right
Still
now.
mad.
I know. You can,
No,
you
Leroy,
can hear
check
it.
this out. We went to
Definitely
the
still
meeting.
angry.
These people, now they make 90 plus a
Vent,
year
bro.
sitting on the motherfucking panel.
Vent.
They trying to make us vote that we don't vote to replace the current establishments that's in place. Do that make any motherfucking sense? We need new motherfucking blood. Get rid of all you motherfuckers. Listen, they won't let me get in the union hall. I tried to film there. I said, man, let me shoot this scene in here. We need a detective scene in the office. You know what the motherfucker gonna tell me? It's file cabinets in here with people cases, and I don't want the Bitch, we ain't finna open up no fucking files and show their name. What the fuck? Any little excuse they can get not let me use. Replace all you motherfuckers because you wouldn't let me use that. Get the fuck out of here.
Hey, he gonna use whatever
Right.
platform he
Right.
got to speak his mind
Right.
on a subject that ain't got nothing to
No,
do with
Hey,
it.
man.
I don't like how them motherfuckers
Somebody
run
needs to
shit, man.
charge him for the
I
overtime
see.
we gonna run so we can get our topic
No,
through.
but he talking about just like when the lady blocking the land.
I'm gonna get you
Yeah,
a
the
pop
lady-
after
But
we
he
leave
talking
here
about the
because
land, how
you
they-
need to cool down.
No, but he
No,
is.
man.
You right. You right.
need
I
some
ain't arguing
weed.
that part. But
No, they
you finna pop a blood vessel.
right, but then they got too many black males to cool down, and now they taking a dick up their ass.
So no pop
We
sugar for
need
you.
the angry black
Never
male
mind.
back.
I
We
take
need
back-
to
I
take back
rejuvenate
my
the angry
pop
black male. You know, I know
Angry
you trying to get
today.
me to drink estrogen. I ain't fucking around. I'm mad, motherfucker.
David, I know how you feel because
All
they
in-
be talking about cool,
Oh,
but see what they
God.
do is, see, they don't know what they do. They take the L and give you a loss, and then they add the N.
Right.
What?
Yeah,
I got a fucking
What
count.
happened?
that's beyond my 1.8 GPA. I
From cool to
I don't
cool.
know what L
What do we?
is
Yeah.
spelled.
gotta
I'm
do that
lost.
shit.
I
Take
say
the
they
L
be trying
and
to
add
take
N.
the
You done
cool,
lost
they be
Jason.
trying to take the cool out of them, so they'll take the L and add the N.
Coon.
Yeah, got it.
This was terrible with
Hey.
fortune.
That's
I didn't know where you was going with that.
I have no
Those
idea
letters
neither.
break
the
letters.
etymology of words. See,
See?
Damn
Chip
right.
might have went to the Moorish Temple of Science,
He might
but
have.
they know how to break shit down.
Morris Temple of Science High School.
Yeah,
Yeah, we need
Yeah,
that type of stuff.
that's what
But
he
just like in
graduated from.
David's situation and my brother's situation, they just gonna be out there to just start shit and look out for themselves,
Yeah.
and that's just what it is. And honestly, they don't want to see nobody excel. They won't even let you buy land half the time in your own impoverished neighborhood to make it better. But they'll buy your land up cheap and regentrify it and push you out of there. So I'm all for my brother. Go ahead and do what you got to do. I'm gonna try to talk to him and see if we can do a whole.
David got heated
interview.
ad-libs right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they be, cause they be the main motherfucker in your face. If there's ever anything you need, just let me know. I'll help you. And as soon as you need some shit, they won't fucking help. I'm posting buy tickets to the show. None of these motherfuckers buying tickets. What happened to all the goddamn help that you had for me? Some of bitches. No, you
He
motherfuckers
doing
watch.
redneck, stone cold, angry black man.
I
Yo.
know y'all watching. Oh God.
Oh,
Let it out,
Your
baby.
neighbors you talk? No, that's your coworkers.
All them motherfuckers.
All of them. Boy, you ain't
Especially
gonna
the
go home with
coworkers.
no job. You
Them
Yeah,
gonna
motherfuckers
get
run up in my face all the time.
They gonna torch all your stuff.
You still doing the comedy? Yeah, I'm doing the comedy, you motherfucker. You ain't brought a ticket yet, you son of a bitch. Fuck you keep asking me, am I doing comedy for, motherfucker? You think I'ma quit the shit because your punk ass didn't come? I knew
need
you
to
weren't
hug the
motherfucker
brother.
coming in the beginning, you son of a fucking bitch. Motherfucking bastards.
oh shit.
Let her,
I hate this false comparison shit, man. I hate that fucking shit.
let us pray. Let us pray. Let us
I knew you wasn't coming in the beginning.
Y'all bow your heads like wait.
They think I'ma quit because of they fucking deadbeat ass. Fuck y'all. I grew up without a motherfucking daddy when I was a little bitch.
Here we go.
Now we got to the root of this.
Exactly.
Now we at the core.
This
Talk
is
about
the
it,
anchor
David.
right there.
Yeah.
This your flow today. Talk about it. Go ahead, David.
I lived in a house where rent wasn't but $50 a month in the motherfucking woods. So you can imagine. Shit you read about in the gingerbread
I know
story
you
with the
grew up
3
in a
foxes
treehouse.
in the wool.
I know you grew up in a treehouse.
It
Yeah,
burst
spent
these
damn
back.
near one.
On the
Dirt
ground.
roads to get back there and everything.
It was a one-story
I'm from the real
treehouse.
motherfucking streets. When there wasn't no streets.
Oh God.
Okay.
Motherfuckers.
Dirt
Most people
road.
build a tree house on the branches. Yours was built on the roots, huh?
Oh my
Yeah.
My
gosh.
God, he had a tree house on the ground. Help him, God.
Help him. Oh my
Let
God.
Lower
that
class
man,
birds
let that
sleep
man
there.
buy the land. And if he want to dig in the motherfucking wetlands, let him, bitch. My whole motherfucking earth.
And just like David said,
He look how he looking at us though, cause he know they watching. Cause he know they watching.
Yeah, them punk ass motherfuckers watching.
Yeah, look at him, David. They need to see the fierceness in your eyes and the seriousness.
I told that motherfucker if he ever want to put the gloves on, bring his ass on out that fucking gate.
Right.
Talking that shit with his
Oh,
own
God.
out, knock that motherfucker out.
Oh God.
Call in. Call
He
in.
was all up in court
Yeah, if
playing
you
like he
watching,
couldn't hear
call
and shit.
in.
Punk ass motherfucker. That's why he lost in
Damn
court.
neighbor.
Punk ass bitch.
My God.
It sound like Leroy with the funeral home.
Okay. He
Yeah.
mad as
For
fuck.
real, for real.
I
Oh,
done
gosh.
cried today.
I know. He's so
So-
crazy.
I don't like that shit because they have access to lawyers and
Yeah,
shit.
they got access
you
and they
got
can
to
do
go
all
up
of
in
that
there,
shit.
You know, but that's where comedy help you with the misdirection.
Mm-hmm.
I went in and his lawyer been on a line and sinker.
Shantora said
Sean-
you gonna need
Yes.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah,
need
Sean, he
counsel.
gonna need
And a
counsel.
My
For real.
counselor is slapping the shit out
Damn,
of
son,
one
you just hit with the wow effect.
and make me feel a whole lot better. Urinating they motherfucking eyeballs.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, that's what your lie is.
I don't think you want R. Kelly as your lawyer.
Oh my gosh.
Yo,
Beat the
Certain
case.
motherfuckers need to be peed on.
yo.
Wow.
I agree.
So
I
at the
ain't
end
gonna
of the
drink no food.
You
Like-
agree? What? In
I'm
the,
gonna be dehydrated in that motherfucker.
Ooh, that hot
Gold.
sandy brown piss.
you gonna be the color of your shirt.
Get this gold.
If you don't drink some water.
I'm gonna put that kidney failure piss
Liquid
on your
gold.
Not that dialysis piss. You gonna give him dialysis piss.
Damn, David.
But you
Shit.
a ruthless vato.
Yeah.
You know that?
Ruthless
You
vato.
a ruthless vato.
Oh, young.
And y'all wouldn't have fucked with Rain and Rebound, I wouldn't be so upset. You son of a bitches.
Oh, that's why you got the shirt on today?
Yeah, man, them punk motherfuckers talking about they shutting some shit down. You can't shut down what the fuck we created. We make our school online, you son of bitches.
Oh, man.
Okay. Get the same
Good talk.
education online.
Yeah, no,
But better.
No, we gonna change the curriculum. We giving them the real shit, pineal gland shit. You feel me? Motherfuckers get online. I'm writing the curriculum on this shit.
Well, listen.
Okay.
Just
good
like
talk.
just like David said, you're gonna have to push through.
Woosah.
I'm
Because they're gonna
exhausted.
be there just because they're gonna be there just because they don't want you there.
Right.
And they'll keep doing a whole bunch of
Here we
shit.
go.
They'll keep doing a whole bunch of shit just to keep you down and make sure that you don't have
Yeah,
access and
let's
opportunity.
Get
You
ready
can't
to
give up
rumble
the
again.
fight. You can't give up the fight. I finally got my .com, the unit overlead. That motherfucker released it, and it's
He released.
I'm just glad you said something that made you
Hey.
smile.
Okay.
the
hey.
universe working faster than we think. Y'all, stuff is manifesting, man.
Oh, man.
I'm just
All
saying.
right.
You about to pledge allegiance?
Man,
or
I just
swear in the court?
I got the .com already. I didn't expect that, man. The ancestors in the universe moving at the speed of light. Like Leroy said, you can't give up. The whole thing is in place to make you give up. Getting the patent on unit oblique took me almost a
Ever
year
though
and
your
a
saw
half.
that blow?
You know, they
That's still
denied,
how
they
long some work
denied
for
it.
you.
I had to resubmit stuff. Then somebody grabbed the .com even before I went to trademark it. They already watching you because you create shit, and they are like leeches. They can't live unless they live off of you. They need consumers,
Never
and they
give
want
up.
you to be the
Set it
consumer.
down and then pull it to you, man.
Never
Well,
give
you
up.
know that, right, Leroy?
Yeah, I
Somebody got to be at the bottom.
Never give up on the microphone.
Ed know about being on the bottom.
Even though your side didn't blow,
Bro, I
there's
pitch. I
still
don't catch.
someone who has it worse than you.
Yo,
I was trying to get the camera on you, Ed.
Yeah, I
Ed done
understand
fought
it.
his way up from the bottom a lot of times.
Started from the bottom, but now I'm here.
Yeah.
Don't feed it to the bottom.
yeah.
of somebody.
Sometimes
Stupid.
she just has to be on top. I'm just saying.
Nah, okay.
yo.
Yeah.
But listen,
Okay.
right?
Keeping it real.
Listen, right.
We're gonna move on.
Shaggy.
Today's topic
Shaggy.
is in reference to ADOS and reparations. For y'all that don't know what ADOS stands for African Descendants of Slaves.
Slavery.
Of slavery.
Yeah, 'cause-
Pretty much of black folks, because you can't really say that you're African descendant of slaves and not be black.
And one thing, technically, they said slavery on purpose so that it's treated as an institution.
It's a
The
philosophy.
word slave itself is actually a people. It's the Slavic people. So you have to be careful, because I made a little logo and stuff, and I put it in the group, and I had slavery on there, and they went crazy. They were like, "No, it's slavery. It's because for an institution. It's this and this." And then I had my brother that's a Mason and went to Morris Temple. We shouldn't be calling ourselves slaves, brother. We can't. You fall into the system, brother. You can't do that. That's a people, and we are not a people. That's a Slavic, and that's so. Know these terms, and I kind of feel like we need to support them so that we go after the bag, so we get the money. It almost seems like we're gonna get our own voting block. You know what I mean?
Right.
But they're making it where they're trying to separate us from the island people and this and that. So
Yeah.
now we having wars within each other.
They found another way to cause division.
Right, division. See, and they win every time we divide it. But I feel like our international brothers and sisters Y'all fall back. Let us get the motherfucking bag. You know we gonna share with you. Niggas gonna.
I told you about tribalism. Divisive language and tribalism. I said that about a month ago.
Melanated people. Melanated people gonna be
didn't sink
buying
in.
rims and chicken wings and all that type of stuff. So you gonna get the money back. You know what I'm saying?
So-
Don't. Every
Take your time, brother. Let him use it.
Jamaica, the British people. That's who they sue to get their money back. Every island was colonized by certain people. So
Right.
that's who you
Bahamas.
sue to get your reparations back. We can't include everybody. That's why we always wind up with the
Nothing.
least. It's because we put everybody in and dilute it, and then we wind up without shit.
And
And
the
damn it, we ain't gonna be on the motherfucking bottom.
Well, look at it like this, right? I did the research on it. The United States government has been trying to figure out a way to pay black people reparations for a while, but it never was getting pushed through because you never had people that was willing to fight the good fight. You had Dr. Claude Anderson, who's been fighting for reparations for a while and saying how they can get reparations by putting the money within corporations and then hiring African Americans to guarantee them jobs, so that you'll say, okay, well, you can always get a job with this company if you're black, because we get the funds from reparations. I mean, look at it like this. You had,
predation.
was it that woman who's running for
Remember that
president
word.
now? I can't think of her name.
Coon.
Yeah, probably. But
No.
she's saying that reparations should be given back through the mental health.
Right.
But see, the problem with that is that if you go through saying that you are mentally ill, they have a right to commit you.
Burzine.
Right.
They're gonna give you
Right.
some medicine.
Plus, you see, the lady, she's married to a European American guy, which that, no judgment on that. But Tariq Nasheed pointed out and showed how she's now trying to act like she's a part of the black community, and she never has been. Like she saying she was listening to Tupac when she was in college.
That's
and
the
she
whole-
was in college before
When I
Tupac
was
was
smoking.
even born.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? He's pointed out all these different lies that she said, and she's, I don't know if her
That
parents.
Camilla
are-
Harris or AOC.
Yeah,
Kamala
there
Harris.
we go. There we
Kamala Harris.
Yo, that was I don't want to say misspoken, but the girl, what's the TV show with the
Wendy
twins,
Williams?
Tamia and Tamara, one of
View?
the twins on that show,
go. Uh-huh.
and they
Oh,
got
the
one of the
Talk.
Bush daughters on there. They twisted her whole verbiage. She said, "Back in the day, I smoked weed in college," and then they asked her, "What type of music you like?" She's like, "Back in the day, I used to like Tupac." She never said I smoked weed while listening to Tupac. Bush's daughter on that show is the one that twisted that, trying to change the narrative, and then all the Republican butt kissers. I ain't gonna just say they black and or white because it's both colors and both ideologies. They went with what Bush daughter said and just ran with it, talking about, "Oh, she smoked weed listening to Tupac."
What Jason laughing at over there?
He high.
Nothing. Go ahead. Nothing.
He high. He just
I mean,
But
laughing
even
at
still, if you
anything.
look at it like this, I don't think the way reparations should be dealt with is through mental illness.
I don't want no
We,
donkey. I
we
don't
all
want no
know
mule.
that most people.
You want a mule, brother?
No, no, I don't want that no more.
You don't want a donkey.
Back then that would
Listen,
have worked,
you-
but not
you-
now.
You don't have mental health issues just because you want to stand up for what's right.
Thank you.
Anytime you don't sit there and let people abuse you and mistreat you, now all of a sudden you got mental issues.
That's what they're gonna
You know,
label you as.
You the motherfucking mental issue. You need to be eliminated.
When you threaten someone's power and or authority and money, you are an issue.
Yeah. So here's my take on it. I think there's a way that you can get black folks reparations. They gave the Japanese during World War II, when the Japanese came over here and was building railroads. Not in reference to Hiroshima, but when the war went on and you had Japanese working on the land, they put all of the Japanese in internment camps because they didn't want nobody spying on what the American people were doing. Once the war was over with and Japan.
Japan.
Yeah, Japan. You got to think of that etymology of the word.
Oh,
Japan.
there
Did
y'all
you
go.
go to Okinawa, Leroy?
You jumping
No.
on the bandwagon too?
Oh, I was
No.
over there for
No, but they gave
Love Okinawa.
the Japanese people each person $22,000.
right. Break
Off
down
top.
them facts. Break
You know
down
what I mean?
them facts.
So the United
Predation.
States government doesn't have a problem with giving
Paying people.
with paying people.
It's
What is
just
it?
the type of people that they pay.
No, I don't think that.
Predation.
It was based off of
They ain't
time.
gonna pay your black
I think it was based off of time because what is it? World War II lasts for what? 2 years? Okay, so you had those certain number of people that was What was it? Less than
A
2?
little bit more.
A little bit.
Yeah,
How
A
many?
little bit more. It was closer to 4.
4. Okay, well,
let me
double
listen,
that.
The
let me
European
listen and
side
get an
of it.
understanding.
Well, that was World War II on the
European front.
on the
On
the
American
German
side,
front.
you know, we went ahead.
So slavery
Kick that
wasn't
booty.
existing during the time of World War II.
No. It's the time frame of slavery. You're looking at 4 years. They're giving reparations towards where we are trying to get reparations for roughly around 400 years.
Well,
So-
we can do it 40, can't we?
Nah.
No.
No, because you got to look at it. That's
It's some people
that's
still
just
around from Jim
that's
Crow days.
400.
They
Yeah,
need their money
400
too.
years. That's just us being as slaves. Our people being as
Yeah,
slaves. But
400 years.
then but altogether, what you got? You got
near
350
500.
for slavery. Then you got time for the Jim Crow era, and then you have redlining and stuff
Yep.
like that.
Right.
And now you got false imprisonment. You got so many black folks that are now
I
being.
don't think they really.
well,
know
let me
the
ask you this
years
then.
To me,
How many years are we currently getting reparations for now?
None.
Okay, so 40 won't work, but you say we get none now, but 40 won't work.
Hey, if I need $1, don't give me.
But
a
the
penny.
question is that how did they
Give me
give
my dollar.
reparations to the Native Americans? They gave the
They did
reparations.
not.
How
they
many-
pay them now.
Yeah, we
give
pay
them
them.
The hell they
You
do.
say,
Pay 'em.
you say they, we do.
No, I'm just saying.
The
yeah,
hell the
working
government do.
This is when y'all
Look
can
up.
say me too. When it come to reparations, the
Yeah,
other
yeah,
races,
yeah.
you can now say me too, because all our tax dollars go to pay their
them.
bill.
The Native American reparation, don't take
That's
us
why
the
I'm
wrong
trying
way,
to get
needs to
Native
occur
American
before the
on
black
my license.
reparation.
Hold on, go ahead.
I'm saying the Native American reparation needs to take effect before the black reparation.
They already-
The American government stole this country from them. They stole their land.
No,
they forced them
and
to
we
kill
was here before the natives with the Moors.
Dave.
But look at it like this,
Cállate.
okay? Look at this. He's
I
speaking
don't
Spanish.
ever cut you off.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
Let the whiteness come out in you.
I appreciate that respect right there, sir.
I don't ever cut you off. Go ahead.
Now, when you genocide an entire race of people, the few that you let live, you put in camps, you steal their land, you make business agreements with them, renege on them, you tear up their ancestral lands, you force them to stop using their native languages, musics, everything, and then you force them to learn your history. You need to pay them back.
Who
I
is
agree,
them?
but
Who is
here's
them,
the
Ed?
problem.
Hold up. Who is
That's
them,
the
Ed?
I'm
Greek.
currently speaking of the Native American. I
Okay.
know it was done to the African before you
No,
start
no.
going off.
No, I'm not going out. I just want
I don't-
Leroy to know that you are not a good candidate for ADOS, and we don't need your ass. You off
You are a
message.
detriment to your own cause with your negativity.
No, you
cannot
off- you
have
off message.
tribalistic language.
You off message. You're not giving the Moors credit.
You're right. I
The
was talking about
Moors
the
were
Native
here
Americans.
before the Native Americans.
I'm more Native American than I am black, so I'm gonna speak about Native Americans.
You still not understand what I'm saying. The Moors were here before them.
Here's
Keep
a,
saying they
There
were.
was also the Wichita Indians in Louisiana, who's the only black nation still inside the continental United States, not run over by the government. I know they exist. I know the black plight, but I'm also mentioning the Native American plight. It's
I
one
don't
and
know
the
none
same.
of them, and I don't know nobody who was 2,000 years ago and all that. There. Give me somebody from back then.
Well,
here's
And if
my.
you really want to
and-
go there, when Pangea
Uh-oh.
existed, we was all one race, one continent. So
Right.
I don't want to hear about, well, the Moors were here first, the Native Americans were here. We're one planet, we're
What about
one
the
race, we're one
Navajos
human being.
when they-
No.
So
I
Ed,
know
explain
Navajos.
the
The
casinos. Ed, explain the
Right.
casinos and all this stuff.
You're not going to
because
switch the
Lots
topic
of
to the
dope.
casinos, Dave.
oh,
No, but that's
why?
not-
That's not a form of reparations. Is
That
what you're
is
telling
a
me?
They gave the
because
Indians-
eventually the government
Oh.
tells them what they can do on their land and
Oh,
with their
okay.
money.
Okay.
You can't go into a Native American reservation, win money at a casino, and not pay taxes to the U.S. government once you come off of it. Predation, as I kept whispering the whole time. No matter what you give to someone in reparations, because we are outnumbered, they will always find a way to
get some
create
back.
predation to take it back from you.
Exactly.
Well, hell,
Or
so
at least
you
a
can
portion
build
of it.
all the businesses you want, make all the money you want. They gonna find a way to get it
To
up out
get
of you.
some back, yep.
Until you outnumber them and you run the system the way they are, you're fighting a losing battle.
That's
When
very
Uncle
true.
Sam was born.
That's very
That's
true.
what we need to go after. When he was born.
Man, you need to go back in time and murk his moms, or at least make her swallow.
When was Uncle
Wow.
Sam
Damn.
born?
Wow.
All I'm saying-
I agree with Ed though. No matter what, even in the African Americans regaining getting reparations, they're going to find a way to get some of it back, if not all of
Right.
it. In like you said, taxes or whatever other kind of way. So it's still a battle that, as hard as we try to fight, I mean, we're still giving it right back. So what's the?
Here's my thing.
What's
They
the
Here-
actually
point?
told you the answer to that. Build black businesses, only spend your money within black communities. So once
What
we
are
get
the
the money,
odds?
we keep it amongst ourselves.
that is
Yeah.
that. So
I
so
totally
what?
agree with
That's
so,
how
David.
that's the
so,
goal.
so
But
what it
are the
is that
odds?
you can't have you
Santoria
can't
agree with you.
you can't have you can't give black people individual reparations. You will have to give it to corporations that's dedicated to hiring black folks and stuff like that, and give them wages
Everybody
that
was
will
slaves.
be to a certain extent. I mean,
Everybody was slaves.
I mean, you had indentured service.
Slaves.
Yes.
You had indentured service where they had to
Yeah.
work, but I mean, but they weren't they were not treated like we were treated.
But all of them
Indentured
get the
service,
philosophy from the
You know,
Greeks.
tar
Though.
and feathering.
They
right?
get all that mess from the Greeks. They just,
Where did the Greeks learn it?
oh my God,
Africa.
history teacher.
Who was in Africa?
Kim
He
it-
gave him a
Kim
pop
it-
quiz.
I know he just threw that out there,
Okay.
didn't
Right. God, no.
he? So,
Roman took it from.
He'll be back over here
That's
next
what-
week, Chip. Don't worry. He got over there, got him
I'ma
a back
start
over
over there,
there. He done just went off
Yo.
today. First
So-
of all, I don't cut you off when you're talking.
I don't. It's called respect, man.
Hey,
This
He
business
say
and
that when he's
respect.
sitting on the couch. Just all
So-
these little
Right.
limbs back
so
here.
what's your thought? What's your thought on it though? What you think, Jay?
Dots.
Huh?
What you think?
Huh?
About, I mean, how do you think? Do you think that we should each get individual reparations per family? You know what I'm saying? I think that's like a stimulus for a black community, but I don't think it will work
Can I-
with our mentality of wanting to be flossers and spend money and show off in front of people. You know?
Can I ask one question before you
Go ahead.
answer, Jason?
ahead.
Because
Gold
I would like for
crab
you
round
to
on that.
consider this in your answer.
Uh-oh. Y'all putting a lot on me on a Sunday. Go ahead.
Right.
Y'all know. Go.
Now,
Yeah, it looked like somebody on the bottom.
no,
now.
no,
I'm
because
going to do my best.
because this is what always happened to so-called black people,
Okay.
which let's say descendants
Hold
of
on. What is a so-called?
so-called, because they say black is not what we are. They say we African. It's so many terms,
okay,
and we've been cut off from our history, and we're the only one that don't know our culture, history, language, and all that stuff. So
Okay.
everything is so-called because we still trying to identify. And without us knowing who and what we are, that's how they keep controlling us and confusing us and putting us in category. What I want to say is the America and the United States was built off of free labor. That's who built this country. So the blood of the people that built the country that we live in is what ADOS is for. See, I don't want that to get diluted with the natives were here first and you took it from them. But did the native people, were they used for free labor
Yes.
so that people can prosper and build this country? You see, the blood that's in the soil is our ancestors that will work to death to build this place. So ADOS is a separate thing, and we shouldn't dilute it.
What was the question
Go ahead,
that you was
Jason.
going to pose?
No, I just want to make that
blood
statement.
versus domestic blood.
I just
I
want
was
to make
waiting
that.
bloods
on
are
the
in the
question
soil.
too, because I was
Self-victimization
I thought
to
you had a question for
No,
me.
I said I
perpetuate
wanted to make the statement before you say something.
victimization.
Okay, so now what was your question again?
Your thoughts on how reparations should be dispersed among the people?
My thing is not the whether we should or shouldn't. I was thinking a whole different angle. I'm like, well, how could they make it happen? Like
That was
you
my
know,
question too.
Because I'm like,
Wow.
we already trillions and trillions and trillions of dollars.
Yeah,
I
we
guess
owe the
debt don't even really
Decepticons.
matter because
Yeah,
once
they-
you trillions of dollars in debt, what's another trillion? You know what I'm saying? So, like, do we just do it and then they act like, oh, it's affecting everything when we already in the debt and we still got some stuff going on? Like, I don't get it. So I'm thinking from that end.
I would have
wasn't
a
even
problem
thinking
with
about
it.
So how do you think they should do it?
They should just give me some money than the rest of y'all. I don't really know because I just want them to help me out. You know, give me something. You know,
I'm asking- I'm asking
You
this
know?
out of ignorance to the subject because I admit I don't know much about this, but for all the blood and the sweat that our ancestors did pour into building this country, building this land, making things happen, creating and inventing things, how can they repay us something physical for or something monetary for all of the emotional things we went through, for all the beatings and the rapings and the burning houses down? How
I
can
can
you
tell you.
repay a person
Yeah.
or a race for that? What do
Right,
you
but
I
give
can
to
tell
us
you.
for that?
That's
I
a
don't
Yeah,
I can
understand.
tell
you don't even have
You
to
got-
pay us. Just make
You
it
can't-
where we don't pay taxes.
Oh, okay.
Keep
Well,
it-
that makes
well,
sense.
Keep your damn money.
Okay, that
Well,
makes sense.
well, I have a problem with them getting away, getting people money, especially the ones. Well, I say the ones who never worked for it. Like that's the only reason why I have a problem with
Spit
lottery.
it out.
Okay,
With the lottery?
I talked in tongue. That's why I have a problem with them with lottery. Like, if you give somebody a bunch of money that never earned it, like didn't have no work ethic or nothing for it, that's a problem. That's gonna be a problem.
Money management.
Yeah, that's gonna be a problem.
Oh yeah, they gonna blow it.
Yeah, most of them do.
Some of them
Like,
still
almost-
on drugs, and I
That's
mean,
why I
you
said
know, it is what it
predation.
is. But what about the ones that say like Mr. Leroy Gordon, that's happily married to a beautiful melanated goddess and putting a family together, going to work, doing what he's supposed to do, pay off his mortgage, so he don't have a mortgage to deal with. That's one of the biggest mortgage relief for people that are doing. That's something. I hear my coworkers, they come brag to me. Yeah, my daddy had this house and 2 acres of land and 2 houses, and you know he gave it to me. I never had to pay a mortgage payment. I get stories like this all the time. From
Well,
people.
my
When
thing
you
in
pay
life
that mortgage
is,
off, where does that money go?
See, you cut me out,
Oh,
Ed, and you
no.
talking about
I
Yeah.
apologize, Chip.
David.
Where's your white
Okay.
courtesy when Chip is talking?
I apologize.
My thing in life is to work my last name off my name. And the only reason why I say that because every last name came from a slavery name, but not your first name. So if I can be recognized by Andre, that's big deal. That's a big deal because a lot of people recognize by. If you go in the white office or whatever, they're gonna call you by your last name, and you got to think about stuff like that. Like it's deep, but just think about like Leroy. Call me Leroy. Gordon, slavery name. Leroy, that's on your mother named you.
Okay.
Now, are we gonna get in the distraction of them not having enough money? I mean, if we gonna fall into the distraction of them being in debt, then are we gonna look into the so-called straw man, as in your birth certificate
It's
and
been
you being sold on the stock market, and that your social
property
security
of the
number
United
leads
States.
to an account with millions and millions of dollars. They got people typing in social security numbers on Amazon, ordering stuff and being delivered because there's an account out there that if you go back and claim your sovereignty or something, I don't know the
know what
full
you're talking
facts of
about.
it, but I got multiple people coming to me on this stuff saying, "Oh, you need to do this. I didn't did this." They showing me their documentation and all this type of stuff. So, is money really an issue? I think it's more so for the psyche, for them to say, we mistreated y'all ancestors and you all are supposed to walk around here like you don't have nothing and you're not worth nothing, and the mistreatment that you get is what you supposed to get. They're just replaying it and recycling it. That's why they had so many movies about slavery until black people got fed up and say, I don't want to see another damn slave movie. Then they came out with Black Panther because black people wasn't taking that shit no
I
more.
never saw no slave movie until I see a movie that an actual slave, slaves done sit down and write. Yeah, but all that other movies,
Okay.
son, that's money for them.
Co-
That's money
co-
for the European.
Right, because we were actually prisoners of war. We're not even slaves. You know, but that's the term that they use. So when
Yep.
we dealing
There
with this
we go.
on their political
Yep.
level, on this level, these the terms we got to use.
Yep.
But know the true meaning. You know, our people were not slaves. They were prisoners of war. But right now we going after the bag. And see, sometimes when you're going after the bag, you got to play their little fucking game.
Hey, Dave.
Look at that pattern.
Here we go.
Dave, I got a question for you. On the up and up, no jokes, nothing. But when we talk about the reparations and ADOS, how do we verify that you are actually a descendant of a slave?
Yeah, well, I truly don't
Good.
know.
Because I wanted to ask a question about genealogy and them 23andMe and DNA testing.
Right.
In order to prove it, you're going to have to give something up. And
Right.
it feeds back to what you just said about being sold as the strong man, you're social and all that.
Right. Well, I sat with my aunt Friday when I got off work because I didn't want to drive home, and we were going to Toussaint. My aunt lives in Oak Leaf Plantation. See how they continue to
brother
remind you about this whole slave narrative that they created? They want to keep it in your mind so that they keep you from searching your true self and all that. They want to keep you in that. Is it degradation?
Degradation.
There you go. Leroy. When Leroy helped me out, I'm in trouble, right?
I think I'm just smart.
I got
You
an
is
education.
smart. You is kind. You is thick.
That is just wrong.
You forgot that last word. What am I?
You is fine.
I'm is important.
You is
Important. But yeah, my aunt was sitting there and she was literally showing me the tree, showing me my great grandfather, and they were descendants of slaves. And we got a cousin in Texas that can produce all these documents from when people were free of slavery. And when they were sold, she even got when they were sold from the slave master. So some families have it. Unfortunately, they have the documents. Because I was like, Auntie, you know, we going to need that information. We may need it soon. We'll what's her name, send it to you. And she was like, yeah, she's not going to have no problem sending it. So, and I mean, fortunately, some people have kept records, and a lot of people haven't.
I would think the majority hasn't, because most of the time, slave master, unless the slave master had to keep records of all the people that he had for like tax purposes and stuff like that. You know, I mean, I think there are records of who sold what and how you were born and how you got here. But then after they freed the slaves, they didn't have to keep records anymore. So a lot of stuff could have got lost in translation, lost while people were moving from one place to the next. You know, so yeah. I would think that they should be able to go back and find out if they got straw men on people who are born here up until a certain time period based off of what their names are. You can find out who were slaves and who were not slaves based off of their names.
And some of us got family members that are still slaves. Like, I can show you my deadbeat uncles, and you could talk to them and look at their life and see, and you'll be like, man, you still a slave. They in South Carolina, the slave depot of the world. You can talk to my daddy right here in Florida and tell him you want to open a business and you want to do this and that. He gonna say, you can't do nothing unless these white folks say you can. So a lot of us got living proof about the slave mentality, you know.
Check this out. I know that we can't show the viewers at the moment, but I was shopping in Walmart the other day. These jokers physically have a piece of cotton on a stick that you're supposed to put in like a flower pot.
Yeah,
why you decorate your house?
Right.
Why would I, as a black man, you selling this in a black neighborhood at a Walmart? Yeah, why would you even sell that?
Right.
You should.
Because you gotta.
You're not gonna remind me. I'm supposed to have cotton hanging in my house to remind me.
You buy that. You buy that, and you rent white people.
If I buy it,
Andre.
I love Chip.
If I buy this, I'm putting money in their white pockets.
And
not gonna happen.
And you have.
I know you half and half on the family.
And all my black people, melanated people, whatever we are, which we are spiritual beings. We're not even none of this human identification shit. But for the sake of playing the game. Be aware all this stuff is to distract you. Like on Facebook, they got a meme going around with a guy with rebel bumpers. His whole back plate of his truck is built up with racism. And one guy say, I'm a native of Florida. Actually, it's a post that people are sharing because a comedian I know in Atlanta, he had it on his page. And he's saying this only happens in Florida, but supposedly the people in Duval corrected these people and all this, and people getting all worked up over it. It's to control your energy and your emotions. Let them do that dumb shit. It matters, but you don't need to let it matter to where it's distracting you from being your higher self. This day and age, nobody can stop us. Nobody can do anything unless we allow them to. And all this shit is a distraction. You feel me? So let them little ignorant motherfuckers put up their little racial shit, they cotton, they flags and all that. I'm saying fuck them. Fuck them.
You're not going to sell nigga brown skull caps at Walmart.
Oh. Man, you on a whole nother level because I ain't seen that shit and I ain't going to look for
at
it.
Walmart.
He said nigga skull caps.
No, that's what they call it, nigga brown, as far as the color.
Who said that?
It was at Walmart last year. This was
why
like
you
the
keep
thing.
going to Walmart then? He going to that.
That was
Why
on the
you
news.
keep supporting that?
Look at his clothing.
Before y'all crack funnies, that one was on the news.
Have you seen the outfits he been wearing on the show?
Yeah,
Wow.
the coat shorts and all that.
Yeah, you don't get that from any average.
Tarantula hair talking about my clothes, which matches.
That's why we moved you off the couch. I had to pretend to be late, so you could be.
You ever see the back of a turtle shell? It's got the little lines and bumps on it. I'm just saying.
Hey, I want to say this too, because I was at a pivotal point where I was gonna cut my head bald, and then I said, let me do something I never did. Let me let it lock up.
Nut cheek.
And I actually started the way it shook on my head, and the energy felt different. And you notice.
Oh, you can't pop, but you can skeet noise. You can make skeet noises.
Man.
Hey,
the fuck?
Popping. He said he had the pop.
Hey, I sympathize with Ed because he is disease stricken with a lot of shit. So I give him a pass on all that shit because this world has dealt them a horrible hand. So you expect this type of stuff out of them. But I just want to say that I started experiencing a different feeling. You know, they told us that our hair were antennas that connect to the universe and stuff. And back when I had a little single twist, I didn't really feel it. But with the
that
locks,
alfalfa, young.
I started feeling it more. I'm like, wow, you know,
Happy
and
birthday,
I
Mr.
want to
Hood.
grow them as
Happy
long as I
birthday
can.
to
But I've
you.
already been she was like, for this film, you know, if we need you to look like you look on your demo, would that be possible? And I said, depending on the value of the project that you're gonna present to me, I cut the shit off. But you know, let's see where that money at if it's gonna be national.
All right. Well, at the end of the day, I think a majority of
Don't
the panel
play
feels
spades.
like. I think a majority of the panel
Never play
feels
a
that
45 card.
you
Don't play
cannot.
spades no more either.
You can,
Don't play spades, y'all. Because I'm telling you, this white man told me the reason why he don't play because spades have trump.
Okay.
You have 45 cards.
I know.
Cut
Yeah,
it
slide
off.
that mic on
Yeah,
right on. Slide it down on that end. You know what I mean?
Chip, I guess you'll be out there holding the Native American sign with Ed.
Shots fired again.
I'm gonna get it.
Yeah, because
Black on black.
yeah, because I don't
Native
like the way
Americans
you. I
are
don't,
black.
I don't like the way you diluted the ADOS thing that was
Not
the topic.
diluting, just adding two.
Well, Ed
We
on
don't
both
need-
sides though.
Leroy didn't put the topic. We gonna add to anybody else that feel like they
If
need.
you
something.
check the genealogy,
Ed on both
look
sides.
at how an
though.
African body is designed or built. The narrow cheekbones, the face, the skinniness, the lack of chest hair or body hair in
I
general.
knew you wasn't black.
When you go to Africa, they are not fat. We fat black in America. When you go back to the motherland, they've
Nah,
been
I
over there.
got
All right. So,
I got
anywho, when you look at the genealogy of a black man, especially with the lack of body hair
And
or the brownness of
$5
our
Indian.
skin, it's the same as the Native Americans build.
No, but we got.
But
it's
the books tell you that. I'm sorry.
like we eat different. Like blacks supposed to eat different from white. We all know white people had food that the milking all was for their body, not
Ooh.
for our body.
Uh-oh.
the first person that milked a cow, what was they thinking when they did that?
Move, big fella.
I'm just saying, why would you go ahead and get under a cow and start doing that? But you know, the history books tell you that that the Native Americans came across the land bridge from Russia to Alaska, which whatever it was called back then. The Asians migrated north through North Korea, through Russia, come across through Alaska, through the Bering Strait, come south and populate America.
Africa is a continent.
Africa is definitely a continent.
Well, listen,
So
right?
how did we get Native American though?
Oh, come on, Chip.
Amerigo Vespucci, the map maker. They named the people here in America after him. He was an Italian map
Exactly.
maker.
Why you keep using the
Because
name?
every tribe that's here wants to be known as their own tribe or own nation. As a generalization, we say Native American as to be PC.
But y'all don't want to be American though.
We're not Americans.
Exactly. So speaking into existence,
Would
that's
you,
all I'm trying
would
to
you
say,
really
brother.
rather just go around talking about the Indians and Indians and Redskins? No offense to the football
Hey,
team.
HTTR,
No
hey.
offense to the football team. I'm actually glad they're fighting a good fight on that because that can be weaponized in political correctness to erase the Native American history by saying that it's racist to have red skin. When red skin was actually just a description of the complexion of the people.
Yep.
Just as the Native Americans said, hey, those people have pale skin.
Exactly.
It's
Well,
not that
and-
they were being racist. It's
So that
been flipped into racist.
And how
that
you
means, that means they can have a football team called the Pale Skins.
They could.
right? And you know
The
how much
Pelicans.
What's
the
up,
European has lied to us to confuse us at all times.
yeah.
I think they might have told Ed that he was an Indian when he really is Samoan.
Blackfoot Indian from North Dakota. Blackfoot Indian, bro, from North
My
Dakota.
thing is my thing
Get it
is
straight.
just like in wordplay, like how you know we announcing the word wrong and all that.
There
don't
you
know
go.
that.
It's
I
a
mean,
cursed language.
You got people they say diploma. You got diploma. Who's right?
Back.
Who's
You
wrong?
got back and bite.
You got
Bite.
bite.
Yeah.
You do not
You got all
substitute
that.
A's and I's. Southerners, stop replacing A's and I's. It is a back,
Who taught you that?
not a
bike.
bike.
Okay,
And-
who taught
hey,
you that?
and-
Who
and-
taught you what it was a bike?
Exactly.
It's a mink coat, not a mank coat.
Was you there?
No.
Was you people who
But
write
was you
these
there,
words?
though?
Exactly.
Unless you Terrence Howard, it's Maine. No, you're not Maine. It's a man.
It's
There's
whatever
no
the
I
fuck we
in
say
Maine.
it
Whatever
is.
you say.
Okay, Absidy.
It's whatever the fuck we say it is.
You call that man absentee. Hey, listen, right at the end of the day, we know that black folks really can't get
do what we want 'cause we
reparations right
creative.
now because of our mentality.
Yeah.
But if there's a avenue that we can get those reparations, I still believe that certain families, based off of certain thing should have a portion of reparations handed to them physically, because you handed most women who don't have many, you willing to give them food stamps and give them Section 8 housing, and all they need to do is let you know that there's not a man in the house. If there's a family together, you should be able to go ahead, if they got a husband and wife with kids and they married, they got a home and a mortgage, you should be able to distribute them a portion of the reparations to help them build wealth within their own family. So that's just the way I see it.
And let me say this. Fuck you and your reparations, you punk ass motherfucker. Keep your fucking shit,
Okay.
you punk ass bitch. Now, the only thing that we do need,
don't want no reparations
and we don't achieve, but one thing we need to achieve this, our own voting block. Dr. Clark Anderson speak of this. I don't know why he didn't build it, but he damn near about to die. He been spending money on reparations and going into the court and fighting. And the only reason why we can't get it is because we don't identify under one umbrella. So that's why he hadn't been able to get it so far. So at the end of the day, if we just end up with our own political voting block, because they now have to come to us on issues, because then our vote does matter then. So if we just get our own political block together as a people, that's enough for me. So that's why I say, fuck you and your reparation, you punk ass bitch.
Hey, Dave.
Okay,
Don't
he
forget
mad.
that numbers game.
He big mad. Yep.
That was a comedy test.
So look at it like this. To a certain, I would say we do need our own voting block. Tupac was talking about that for some time now. We should have Tupac. He was mentioning, he mentioned about having our own voting block, because then we have control of stuff. Dr. Claude Anderson has been fighting the fight for reparations, but he give you steps as to what can be done to become have the man get up off your back, per se. Right. First, you need to have economics. You need to have businesses that you within your community. After that, you need to go after after the business. You need to have your health care. Then you need to start going after media distribution places, so that your people can get the news that needs to be. See, they get the news out and they control all of the media outlets, so you're getting brainwashed by everything that they want. That's the reason why they bought BET, because they knew BET was pushing an agenda, and all black people were looking at BET at some form of fashion during the day to get something, if it wasn't from Rap City and Tigger doing his thing at the end, speaking confidence in the people, or if it was in Teen Summit, teaching the kids about how to, you know what I'm saying? So they bought that, and then they start pushing nothing but ratchet on there, and then you see what happened to the people. You know what I mean?
Right.
So
Jukebox Network.
Right.
Did y'all see the Boondocks episode on that? Not to cut you off, I apologize, but they did a whole episode about black entertainment TV, and it was a coon black woman saying that she wanted to destroy the black nation, and the way to control them was through entertainment. They put the Ruckus show on.
Right.
And it was basically to warp the minds of people to get them to stop watching BET.
It did.
Right.
But a lot of
They
people
did
believe
that, what,
anything they see
2003?
on TV, though.
Right.
Yeah, that was like 2003. We still talking about it. Why
and
has
with
the
this
problem not been
internet-
fixed?
But y'all know, Ice Cube is looking to buy 21 networks from Disney,
Lord.
right?
All
And but he's being blocked. I forgot who the guy who's blocking it. But
He a Muslim.
No, I'm sorry, not Ice T. Ice Cube. Ice Cube is looking to
he
do
a
that,
Muslim.
and he
Still?
got the backing of he got financial helpers like Jay-Z, Will Smith. All of them are financially capable to help put in those 21 networks. Right. So just imagine if we had 21 networks and they was pushing positive stuff for black people, that can change the mind of a generation in one generation.
Yeah, because remember, it
One
wasn't no
single
gay stuff on TV. No.
You got to get all
Fights
that
and all that there. It wasn't nothing that
It
on
wasn't.
TV. It was just like real life stuff used to happen back in the
And
day.
go on Facebook and go on Instagram and join the ADOS group. Learn about ADOS, research about it, see how you feel about it. Evaluate the information for yourself. But there's definitely two good groups on Facebook. And I've been putting free memes in there because somebody has already trademarked the name up in New York, the ADOS thing. And the two people that originated ADOS, a lady called in to ask her why they didn't trademark ADOS. And the lady said, we not here for that. We ain't trying to sell T-shirts. And we ain't this. But you need to monetize everything that we do. Because as you put your energy into it, black people going to gravitate towards it because we create the trend. And because we don't monetize stuff, that's why we currently end up in the situation that we are. You need to monetize the air that you breathe. Everything you do, you need to monetize it. You know what I'm saying? So That's the only reason why I ain't start selling $8 shirts, because somebody got the patent on it, trademark on it already. But I will work around it though and create something else similar.
Okay. I'm gonna trademark oxygen.
Oprah.
You gotta come through me. You gotta come through me to breathe.
Oprah, bro.
Yeah, they already
What
got
you need?
water.
You might have to spell it with a different
What kind? What kind of air you need, brother? You want some clean air? You want this toxic, man?
Leroy, what made you interested in $8?
He
It was
$8.
I didn't eat Oz at all. No, my interest into that was I'm always interested in anything that has anything to do with helping black people get to a different level than where they are now. If reparations will allow black folks to a small percentage of us come above what is called middle class and help push us into a different tax bracket. You know what I mean? For us to then be able to purchase land within our own neighborhood. I don't like the whole act of gentrification where whites they deem our area to be low class, so they keep it low so they can buy up all the land, and then they change it, and then they have white folks move in, and then they raise the taxes so black people can't stay there to afford to stay there, and then they move the black people out to another area.
And that's where Republicans and Democrats came from, right?
Yeah,
And
from my
then
understanding.
it backfired on them, and some of us,
Just gonna ease that one on in there.
They bite. Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
some of us leaked on in there, on the other side,
So
and then it was a problem.
so we're gonna go ahead and move on.
Test your microphone.
We're gonna go ahead and get this thing rolling. We all know what this segment is. She does what she does because she do what she do. She pops right on in with some
There
shit
you go.
for you. So go on ahead and
There you go, Ed.
pop it on.
There you go. You the Ed. You the Ed. Pop it on there.
Pop
He-
it right on
He
in.
in the popping seat. He need to stay in the black seat.
That's
Jason,
right.
thank you for creating the black seat.
You
for
know,
Ed.
That's
that's
right.
some of my, what you say, my energy
Right.
over there.
Hey.
So
I ain't wiping
she
the
comes
energy.
on in, and her segment
I ain't
is
did what he do over
Lakita
here.
Gordon's Just Asking, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, twin. Thanks, Faye. Thank y'all for popping. Appreciate that. So the question of the day is, I want you to pick one person in this room. It's not really a question, I guess. Pick one person in the room. Name something that you do not have in common with that person, but you admire it about them.
The fuck?
For instance.
Okay.
This is a gay topic. Go ahead.
You gotta tap
No,
into
brothers, you can admire something about another person. I ain't say, you gotta tell them they fine and nothing. Damn, I'm just saying.
Okay.
Something that you
Oh, y'all
admire.
taller than me. Shit, that's what I admire.
I mean, for instance, I know y'all
Oh,
have this
y'all.
all in common. I'm not a comedian with y'all, but I do admire the creativity and how y'all can take any subject, like the most serious subject that people generally get sad, want to cry about, and y'all can make it like really funny. I don't know how y'all do that. Have me looking at things a different way, even though it may be a sad or
Got a
serious
whole nother
topic.
eye.
What?
For real.
Seriously, I mean,
Because it
it's
be
a
the
beautiful
same stuff
thing.
people be thinking about, but nobody don't want to say it.
Yeah.
We just want people
Have
how
the
to see it
cojones
in
to
the
say
mouth
it.
to say it.
Right, like I don't know how y'all do it. I could never do
I
it.
just like to address all elephants in the room. So my person is Chip. Chip.
Yo, the way he said it. Yo.
Oh my gosh, you so retarded. Oh, you shade. That was
Is
shade.
it my turn to answer?
That was shade.
Sound like y'all cutting me
It's
off.
definitely your turn.
Right.
Huh?
Right. You
Yeah,
said
it's
it
your
was
turn.
time to address.
I just was being funny. My person is not Chip.
Elephant.
It just rode me into that. From
That's shade.
I was being trashy, messy. I was.
Come by, Miss.
So something pick a person with
Something
something
that-
we admire about them.
Something that you
that
don't have in common
we-
with
I
them,
don't
but you
have in
admire about them.
Shoot. I gotta go first because normally
You
I don't
already
sit
started chit chatting. Yep, you got to go first. Go
here.
on
I
ahead.
ain't got my answer ready though.
You supposed to have it
You
ready.
got
So
it.
I'm gonna go third.
What the fuck?
I should be ready,
He
buddy.
said a number.
That's what time I normally
Start
go.
from
about
Andre.
Third or fourth.
That's why you ain't starting from me.
Go, David.
Because we always start from this end. Can we start? Do y'all mind if
We
start?
gotta do what the goddess say.
Can we start with
All
Andre?
right.
You ain't
Go ahead,
getting
Chip.
you ain't getting the
I'm
yang.
last.
He always go last, and y'all end up cutting him off and all that. So we gonna let him go first.
Oh, check that out.
That ain't
Reparations.
Okay. I would say Jason. I admire his skin. No, I'm just playing.
Thundercats.
Nah, you.
Lion.
I had to get
Where?
even.
Oh, my
I had
God.
to get even. He
Oh,
just, he
shit.
just did that to me.
Yeah, that nigga walrus done hopped on.
Wow.
He knew it was
He
all
like a
love.
homeless walrus. Boy.
Here we go.
Oh, right. Left uppercut.
They just can't act right
Better end it
ever.
down before it snowballs.
Look
Y'all
like
see what the Just
speak from
Asking segment
experience.
My camera
brings?
partner, he gonna lash out at me like
Let's
that.
get it. Let's get it.
You did start it though. You
Oh,
did
yeah.
start it.
started
You
it.
started
Looking
it.
like an off-duty grimace over there.
You can't be starting shit and not be
No
ready
grimace
now.
today.
You be throwing
Looking
shots.
like a balled up sheet of paper. But hey,
He's going to the body. He's going to the body. I see the legs
This ought to
getting
be
weak.
fun.
This is what my segment. This is what my segment does right here.
Damn, son. Where'd you find this?
I ain't never seen
They got
titties
me
float on top of the
instigated
water.
Okay.
Till I seen
They done
Chip
put
in
me
the
in
You
the
pool.
playing
Yeah,
chip now.
yeah.
You playing. You been chip.
No, nobody
now.
can play that role.
His
His
titties be floating in the pool. Nipple look like crab traps out there.
Oh, he said your titties look like
like he real small. That means he was like he real small. Like he borderline.
Oh
Borderline.
goodness.
Let me start. All right,
Y'all
let's
stop.
this question now. Y'all know we get off the
Around here
This
with
is
a
what
Kita
the Just
booty.
Asking segment.
He said you had a fat ass.
If you're looking at my booty, this is my permanent seat over here now.
He said your booty hang over the toilet seat.
Oh shit. I'm so lost. All right, what the question is? I'm so lost.
Y'all so messy.
What the question is?
I love my segment. This is awesome.
Oh, he said you got a juicy crab ass.
You better stop looking at my bikini bottom. I gotta keep my Krabby Patty away from
Oh shit! Oh, my stomach hurt.
Okay, once again, comedians.
you.
Pick somebody in the room. Pick somebody in the room. Name something that you do not have in common with that person, but you admire that thing about them.
Oh,
I
got
would
mine.
say Jason now. I
got
would say Jason. I'd say his movement, how he's moving in the comedy field. Like just getting there.
He
Like,
is
he's
doing it now.
consistently. Like
He's
showed it-
traveling.
yeah, you know what I'm saying. I would say that.
Appreciate that. Chip.
And that's true.
Appreciate
You're
that.
doing like seriously.
Bumblebee
You just
booty
came
ass
out of
boy.
nowhere.
Nah, but you was looking like what
That's
that
fine,
movie was?
wasn't
B movie.
Boy, that's crazy.
Hey,
Don't talk to the humans.
Yeah,
Big,
nah,
yo, you doing big stuff.
I
Though.
appreciate
Go ahead,
that,
throw
yo.
stuff
For
together.
real.
Nah, but
That
for
means
real
a
though,
lot.
that is though.
I admire
you
that,
moving
too.
in the game.
That mean a
Yes,
lot.
it is.
Appreciate that, yo.
And he
Go
ain't
ahead,
doing a
Ed.
lot of talking. He just
Yeah,
boom.
he
Every time you see him, he
definitely-
just doing something.
Right, right.
He definitely moved.
I commend you for that.
That's the way to do
Yeah.
Light skin. Hey.
it. How y'all doing out there bringing light skin black?
Hey.
Black?
Black.
Okay,
Black.
that's what's up.
Actually, mine will be Leroy. As the years have progressed and I've done business with him,
There
there's a
comes-
certain laid backness where he is dead serious about his craft,
Yeah.
Yep.
but he gives a relaxed vibe.
Oh, he ain't
Whereas
dead though.
I'm overly emotional at times, and I'll get frustrated, and I have to learn that from him in order to further my business side. And I just want to thank him for letting me, experience that.
Oh, I thought you
There
was
you
gonna say
go.
Joseph.
Ah, Shay.
Lee is real chill though. He's
Yeah,
real
he is.
level headed. He's
No,
real
nah.
chill.
Don't let me
He
get
now
no
I
look
see
at
him
it.
get upset. Yeah, give him a game controller. He get pissed
I
off
knew
now.
it.
But
I
I done
knew
seen
it.
him. No
Does
shade.
that
No
head go
shade.
like this?
No no shade.
I was
But he is
supposed to be
real
with-
chill though. He
The
real
landing.
chill.
He real chill.
Oh, shots fired.
He real chill till you go to the land.
Okay. A little too
It's
chill
not down,
sometimes.
no,
He a
no.
little too chill sometimes. I be like,
Didn't they
"Dang."
knock the landing down?
Not yet.
Nah, they should.
They
should
talking
have.
about it though.
Yeah, they
You wanted to go
approved
third, right?
Huh?
You wanted to go third.
it. Nah, she said last.
No, you can still go. I just said start right there.
Yeah,
You can
Chip.
still go third. You
I mean,
good?
come on, Leroy. Let me go there.
I was sitting here
Okay, we'll go.
processing it.
Oh, okay,
Oh,
you
okay.
process.
I
Go
don't
ahead,
want
Dave.
nobody
I
to
got
take
started.
Do
mine.
this like 8 Mile at that last
Go ahead,
battle.
Dave.
I'm gonna address the elephants in the room. So that'd be Chip, Leroy, and Ed.
Ooh,
Shade.
All right.
No, not for real. But I wanna challenge y'all to hair follically challenge people in the room right now. They
that
they
definitely
got
me.
the ability to go without hair, and I can't do it. We got that But no, here's my real thing.
What
But
sucks is I was gonna say because you got here, dead serious. I was
Right.
thinking about that because I don't have that in common with you, and I can't lock nothing up here because it's locked down.
Right.
And I was just thinking, but go ahead.
Yeah,
you got
but
the flow. I'm gonna change
but
it.
my real answer is Chip. And the reason why is his sleight of hand in his jokes.
Yeah.
So he has
Oh,
the
yeah.
ability to think of something, and you don't know where the hell he going with it.
Yep.
And which that is, and that could be, it's a surprise, it's a misdirection, it's all of that above.
Yep.
A lot of us are storytellers. I think Jason, Jason
Yeah.
might be, Leroy might be, and Ed.
Mm-hmm.
But if you got that sleight of hand, you get one-liners from that. I
Yep.
mean, and it catches people and twists. And in the game of comedy, that's one of the things you need to have in your arsenal. So I've been working on that, and always when I see somebody who have that, I like that.
He make you
Thank
think.
you,
That's
David.
true.
Yeah.
Chippy make you think. You be like, what? I
that's-
got it.
That's my real answer. But I did want it to address the baby elephants in the room.
He got to add the shade onto the end.
No, that ain't no
Dumbos.
shade. They cool people though. They ain't overweight. You know, like not.
They just overweight now. Overweight.
They ain't like
Okay.
Yeah, they ain't like precious overweight.
Making the apartment small. They big in here.
They ain't like precious. Ooh, you
They
so
were
petty.
They
Yo,
were
we got a phone call.
overweight when we was in LA and I was in the middle seat in the back of that Prius. They were overweight that day.
When we had a Prius.
Yo,
Oh,
we
y'all
got
think
It
I
was
should have been
like
in
a
no
Prius
Prius?
we was in.
No, that
Y'all-
was a Forte. That was a
Y'all know
Forte.
better than the pile. Y'all
Yeah.
look at
Forte,
it.
same thing.
Hey, yo, we got a phone call. Hold on. This is Signal 27 show. Who this speak?
Hello.
Hey, what's up? Who this?
Yes. Am I on the air?
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
but
are.
you
but
need to work on
you
your
got-
accent.
Yeah,
a little
your
longer.
accent.
You sound like a
Yes. I
crackhead.
would like to speak to Chip, please.
Oh.
Oh, go
Put
ahead.
Chip on the
Oh,
phone.
go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, this ought to be
Okay,
good.
like we gotta.
Chip
Go
on
ahead.
Chip on camera too. So go
Yeah,
ahead.
we
This
know
ought
it,
to be
Billy.
good.
I gotta turn it right.
Get him.
May I speak with Chip, please?
He's on.
He's
I'm
on.
on. I'm listening.
You got a couple of
Hi,
minutes before I
Chip.
hang up
I'm
on your ass.
biggest fan. You're gonna roast me. Why would you roast me, man?
No, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna
calling
hang
y'all
up on
trying to
your
get
ass.
y'all
Go
some
ahead,
damn
speak to
support
Chip
and
now.
shit.
Go on now.
And y'all motherfuckers letting the motherfucking ring all this goddamn
See, the
time
nigga
and
that
shit.
came
Now,
out in
come
you.
on.
See, Leroy made the nigga came out in you. Leroy
I
decoded her
was
ass.
saying it. I was trying to motherfucking come and tell y'all, you know what I'm saying? That I
Listen,
fuck
you
with
say
y'all
you
and
know what
shit,
I'm
but
saying
y'all
one more
wanna treat
damn
me
time.
Y'all treat me like a second-rate citizen and shit.
Oh,
That's how y'all do me?
Hey,
talking
listen,
to
listen.
Leroy?
Who are you talking to? First of all, listen,
Lord.
listen. Wait a minute.
I don't give
Wait.
a goddamn who the fuck y'all talking about I'm talking to, goddammit.
Oh well, listen. I usually don't say this word, but bitch, you need to chill the fuck out.
Oh, he just called you a bitch.
Who is that?
I don't know who the fuck this is.
Oh, Jesus. Last night, motherfucker. Chip was there, too.
Oh, Jesus.
Chip was right there with it. I tagged his ass in like the Hardy Boys, motherfucker. Y'all all up on this fuckery.
The
On
Hardy
this high-class
boys.
bullshit.
So who is
this
this? What-
though?
Did you
never
do
said
it?
you never said what your name was.
Y'all some love. and
Y'all
shit,
gonna get me in
you
trouble.
know?
What's your name?
You know?
What's your name?
Hell.
Somebody say, let the lady
My
speak.
name is
That's what I
Daniel.
wanted to say. Let her
Motherfucker,
speak.
that's what my damn name is. T'Challa Daniel.
Daniel.
Wakanda Daniel.
You was sexually confused, Daniel.
Whatever, who the hell?
How you got a man name with a woman body?
Cause I'm gonna put my nuts all up on your woman shit.
Is your spur tongue
Your woman
swollen?
don't know what she wants.
Chip, who in the hell is this?
Why you? Wait a
Chip,
minute.
who is this?
Why you so upset? Did you change your panty
We
liner
got
this
some more
morning?
questions. Can we
But I
move
got
on?
ladies
'Cause-
feature.
Did you change your?
Put it on the face. face.
Can you?
And she like the shit, okay?
Huh?
So don't even worry about all that there.
Bow your head, let me pray for you.
7:30.
Lord, help this stink breath motherfucker on the phone. I can smell this shit through the line. When you done backed her up, her septic tank is backed up in her body. We ask that you touch her bowels. Touch her bowels in an anointed fashion. Because the shit is backed up in her motherfucking ass. We ask that you clean her spirit, because it come from the depths of hell.
You so damn black, my phone screen off, nigga. I didn't know what if I was looking at something.
Your mama is a.
So damn saturated.
Your mama.
You sweating under them lights.
Your mama.
So black, you look purple.
Your mama was giving head to dead people down at the funeral home. I don't want you not to fuck with me. I am. Leroy, do I have the right to say anything I want?
You can say whatever you want. When you call in this show and you act
Your
ignorant,
mama and
you
a
don't wanna-
helicopter pussy she got.
You don't want to
Right
say
here
your
fucking
name.
the whole neighborhood just flying around fucking people. Tell your mama to clean her drawers. The bitch stink. I saw that bitch at the motherfucking BP, right? When they shut the gas down. That hoe done sucked the whole oil off of everybody's dick. Talking about we gonna clean up the oil spill. Tell your big lip ass mammy, keep her ass out of shit. She done fucked up the environment, sucking all type of shit.
I cannot recall why I noticed. What you wiping your face for, man? You sitting down.
Ain't nobody wiping
Ain't
it.
nobody
Why
wiping-
you fucking with Chip? Chip ain't did shit to you, you motherfucker.
Don't worry about
You don't call on our show fucking with our members, you son of a bitch. Somebody need to stitch
listen.
your cunt up. You smelly cunt, motherfucker.
Oh my goodness.
Listen,
I tell you one thing.
Moving on.
You
Moving
leave,
on. Moving
touch
on.
not God anointed, bitch. Leroy said,
What was that?
Leroy said,
Yo, this is Signal 27 show. Who this?
Oh gosh, I'm exhausted.
put that hoe back on.
No. Wait a minute. Who this? Somebody
up,
listen
turn
to in
them
the
up.
background.
Turn it up.
Turn your mic down. Turn your show down. Who this?
This your Uncle Kenny.
What's up, Uncle Kenny?
Hi, Uncle.
What's up?
What's up, Aunt?
Man, I just called to tell y'all I'm looking at this show. Y'all niggas crazy.
Yo, they calling back on the show. I'm not about to answer.
Yeah,
that.
because we
Answer,
gotta
Leroy.
finish answering.
Yeah, we gotta finish
so we
answering
can
my
go.
question.
I'm
We don't
sorry.
have time for that.
But she disrespecting Leroy and
Fuck her.
Chip.
Leroy,
Whoever she is. We ain't
y'all
got
gonna get Chip ass whooped.
Yeah, because we don't know who channel that was calling that shit.
Come here, call in here with a $2 accent. You better go step your game up.
Chip gonna get beat up by him.
The devil is a liar.
That's
The devil is.
Oh no, that was the other. I'll give you the number after the
They
show.
said, why you wiping your face?
But I won't
Yeah.
wipe in my face
I
though.
enjoyed
They
the
couldn't
show,
talk to
man.
me.
Y'all guys crazy. Keep it up.
All right, thanks,
right.
Uncle Kenny. We appreciate it.
All right.
Man, he
Answer
usually
that
has some
shit.
good stories. What
Somebody-
happened?
That got to be somebody.
No, can we just move on?
Hey, since you calling in, we're not about to pick up for you, but I'm gonna give
Spotify.
Chip your direct number, so he'll give you a call directly.
Maybe they might have calmed down and they might be apologizing.
We gotta finish
No,
this.
we gotta finish it.
we
I
ain't
got
time for
turkey
that.
frying.
It's an hour and 20 minutes.
Put
we
them
got
on
to
mute
go.
until we get done.
Yo,
I'm
so
off
Them and
tomorrow.
Brenda. I don't know.
I'm
what
off
was
tomorrow,
what was your answer, Jason?
I quit 6 months. My person is David Emmanuel.
Oh no.
Because not that I don't have a voice in comedy, but I do several different types of comedy. But David has that specific voice, which is a huge plus in comedy because your consumers, your fans, they always know exactly what they're going to get with you. He speaks from that level of passion he has behind his unity over beliefs, whole situation and all that. And he comes and he brings that and he puts his voice and his mind into the ears of the people in the crowd. And that's a good thing because you can market that all day, every day. So, me, I cross over like different people groups and all the time like that. So I can do any crowd. I can do a church. I can do a club. I can do all that. You know what I'm saying? They're not gonna do like they'll do David and not invite him back because he gonna speak his mind. He gonna speak his
Appreciate
mind.
that, Ram. I
And he don't sway away from that, and that's admirable. You know what I'm saying? If you're gonna be you, be you. You know what I'm saying? So that's something that
That's
gets
what's
lost
up.
in comedy, or at some points never even learned by some people. So kudos to David on that.
'Cause we do know what we gonna
Appreciate
get with
that,
him.
fam.
We can rest assured.
Yeah.
We know what we gonna
Man,
get.
I didn't
That's
step
a
my
good
church
thing.
game up.
That's a good thing.
Yo, here's mine. And yo, I have a typically when I have people on the show or when I was looking for people to do the show, I had like a large group of people to come through just so you can kind of get the vibe and see who works well with one another. And it took some time, but to be honest, I have a lot in common with most of y'all. You know what I mean? So I can't say who I don't not have in common. You know what I'm saying? Jason got me into doing comedy, you know, so I end up enjoying doing that. We both bald. You know what I'm saying? The only thing we don't have in common is that you a lot smaller than I am. You know, and my ass is lower than yours. You know what I mean?
Shade.
So I've been hearing about my booty my whole life.
Right.
Shade.
You know what I mean? So
Me too.
right.
Yeah.
So I don't think you wanted to have a
Shade.
I don't think you wanted to have an agreement like that.
Yeah.
But, you know what I mean?
Shade.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying? I admire
Sick of hearing
what I
that
admire about Jason is the way you're moving in the game. And I said that before. So I keep a watch. I was like, okay, so what are you doing? And how you getting it? You know, I noticed that you have a rapport with people where you seem like you can just have a
I
conversation.
had to suck a lot of nipples to get where I am in comedy.
Wait.
Yeah.
I don't think you want to rephrase that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was an accident.
Yeah. I'm trying to help you as my boy, man. No, you can't
No,
say
I'm
that
just
you
clowning.
suck your
I'm
nipples,
just
man, because you know they
clowning,
get
man. You got
hard.
the
There's
flow.
multiple bumps on
Oh,
them
man.
or areolas, you know. Anyways. You know. And when it comes to David is he's tenacious. If the word, he's doggish. He's very tenacious. When it comes to once he gets his eyes set on something, he goes at it 110%. And ain't no ifs, ands, or buts about it. He wanted to drop the weight, become a vegan, say I'm gonna do alkaline, do whatever he say he gonna do. He does
That
it.
time he went raw.
Right. That's something I don't know if I'm ever
like
going
a
wrong.
You should really be protected, man.
You know
Use
what I mean?
protection.
He did.
And then he got this sperm thing and going through his body and everything.
Semen retention.
Semen retention.
Semen
So
retention.
pineal gland. So whatever he puts his mind to it, he gives it 110%.
And he don't
And
care
don't
who
look
agree
back.
with him or not.
Right.
He
It don't
like,
matter.
fuck him.
Well, thank you.
You know what I'm saying? When it
Yeah,
comes to Chip is his jokes. You know what I'm saying? It's like the quietness. He'll say it, and then you will hear what he said.
But you got to
and then
go
you
back.
walk off, and then you come back like, man, why the fuck?
He sneak a
I'll be
lot
like,
of stuff in.
yo, I'll be like, dog, what? He was like, yo, and then he'll do this shit right. He'll be like, and he'll shunt his,
I'm just saying.
and the fact that, but one thing that y'all don't know is like Chip, he'll drop nuggets on you too. You know what I'm saying? He'll pull you to the side and be like, listen, you should try to do this or this, and then he'll just.
Yeah, he do that all
You
the
know
time.
what I'm saying?
Right after you come on stage.
He's trying to throw shade.
Trying to throw shade now.
Been
Come
called.
on,
He been
come on,
saying
then they
that.
call you Grimace now. Talking about you dropping
been saying
nuggets.
That's wrong, man. Y'all wrong for getting on this dude like that.
Nah, but for real, he do. Like,
man,
and Chip don't waste time either.
Shade.
Chip catch you coming off stage sometimes.
Yeah.
Like, you ain't even got back to your seat yet.
Yeah.
Hey, I think you should have did this here and this here.
Right.
He say that all the time. That this
This
here,
here,
this here,
and this
this
here.
here,
Yeah.
this here.
Yep.
Yo,
But
and
that's what's
Like
up.
I wouldn't have wore this here.
Yo, and last is Ed. Ed has a technical aspect of everything that he does. He looks at everything in steps. It's like, okay, is this what we're trying to do?
Yeah.
He'll be like, yeah, okay, so here's how we can do it, and he gives you a game plan as to how to get to it. Like the whole thing when we started doing this the first time, Ed was like, okay, so what are you doing? I didn't have to tell Ed anything. I was like, okay, so here's a program. Next thing you know, Ed is doing the stuff at his house.
Right.
So I would say in the technical aspect of everything that I do here, I think Ed can probably run this whole thing without
He
me
know
even
a
being
lot.
here.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
And I want to speak on
Very
behalf
smart.
of Ed too, because he didn't get many acknowledgement from people, and he may feel outside, you know, in his Native American statue. I first met Ed in Orange Park, and he was the MC on the show that I was on.
I was a
And
virgin.
they had him on the flyer like he was the shit.com, you know, so I was expecting that. But we didn't get nothing nowhere near that.
Oh, dang.
That's true. That's true.
But what I
He
want to
speaks
say
the truth.
about this is Ed had his plan. He had his stuff written on paper. He had everything outlined, and he did whatever the fuck he wanted to do. He did that
man.
shit. And when I started my little workshops and certain people supported, they fell off. Ed kept coming. And Ed, no matter what feedback I gave, whatever, he's like, well, thank you, Dave. Yeah, I'm gonna do this. And Ed still did the shit with the way he wanted to do it. He was like, you know, I heard Dave, I heard everything you said, but fuck you, I'm still gonna do my shit this way. So I like the fact that Ed stick to what he want to do and how he feel in his spirit and his right. He gonna stick to it. And at the end of the day, no matter what you doing, even if it's wrong, if you keep doing that shit and you believe in it, it's the right thing to do.
Thanks, bro.
So I just want to holler at him from that point.
I do listen to Dave, y'all.
But don't fuck with ADOS no more, because I'm be kissing your ass.
Yo,
Well, thank you, Leroy. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
And last is actually you. You know, there's a lot of things that go on behind the scenes that people don't really know about. I run a lot of stuff, because not that she's my wife, but you know what I'm saying? A lot of things that I'll run past her, and she will say yes or no, but she'll like, it's your thing. Do it the way you want to do it, but here's what I thought, right? One of the things, and I'll mention, is that beforehand we used to run her segment first before we hit the main topic. And she would bring it to my attention. She was like, well, Leroy, you know, a lot of people typically drop off because my topic is first and then you hit the main topic, and sometimes the main topic doesn't bring in a lot of laughs. He's like, and I was like, what do you mean? And she was like, well, listen, when you listen to my topic, y'all tend to run off with my topic. So I'll throw it out there with the thing, but y'all comics, y'all tend to work with it. And I was like, okay, cool. Well, the very next show, because I typically, when she tells me something and it's good for me, I'll implement it immediately. There's no change in it. Nobody needs to know anything. When we did it, I think that was a show that we had like 22 people left at the end of the show. You know what I mean? And it's because we was being us based off of her segment near the end of the show. So I commend her for her ideas, because sometimes I have so much ideas in my mind about how to do things, but she helps me organize it, you know. So I commend you on that one too. Plus the fact that you got some good pussy, but you know.
Oh my!
Wait a minute.
Wait
I'm just saying.
minute.
I'm just.
I put that in the atmosphere, man.
We
No, I'm
want
just-
reparation. No.
No, I'm just saying.
right. For the mental anguish, we just got
Well,
put
listen,
through.
man. No,
Me too,
you was
motherfucker.
talking about fat asses and
No, I wasn't.
skinny legs.
Oh,
Yeah.
Facebook. Just big people, big women in general with skinny legs. They look like the boss at the end of the first board of Sonic. It was on my mind.
You said she look like Dr. Robotnik out there.
They go out just busting rings out of random people, and it was just on my mind last night. I couldn't sleep, but that's
Oh
all
my
that was.
goodness.
Yo,
Hey, it's a movie called The OA on Netflix. This God has told me to watch it. It contains a lot of our truth in it. I know this is off topic, but I made my sister watch it last night. I went over her house. I've been popping up random family members' houses. They don't get to see me too often, and I've been spending some hours with them and shit. You know, scooping them out, saying all type of stuff that they afraid of. And she said why I got her watching this shit, she gonna be dreaming about it, and she couldn't go to sleep and shit. But the OA is a good thing that is giving you bits and pieces of what we're able to do as melanated beings. So if you can watch the OA, it'll give you a lot of stuff. It mainly deals with astral projection.
okay.
And you're gonna have to research it. I ain't gonna even go into depth on it.
All right.
I got enough shit against me that people think I'm crazy as hell. You got a phone call.
Yeah. Last call. This Signal 27. Who this?
Hey, this is Keith.
Hey, what's up, Kiki?
I just want to say that I admire each and every one of you guys. Not that y'all asked me, but I'm going to give my input anyway, because I like to laugh. And you guys have never, ever made me feel like I wasn't part of the family, even though I'm really not part of the comedy family. But you guys are all amazing, and keep doing what y'all doing. We
Thank
all
you.
need to laugh.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
Thank you, God.
I felt that you was getting taller from over here.
Fuck you, Leroy.
She said that so many times in the last 20 years, 25 years.
It wouldn't be the same if she didn't say
You
it.
done got cussed out twice today.
I know.
It's
From-
at least
for
20.
two.
Right, but this one here I'm cool with.
I
I'm not
know.
about to get cussed out by no random.
Yeah,
that other bitch
that
now.
was heated. That was heated.
That other, I don't know who the fuck that other.
That was crazy. I don't even know.
And that
who
was all right. We
Love
somebody
y'all.
call later and be like,
Love
"Well, I
you
got you."
thanks,
Oh,
we.
man, that accent dropped like a motherfucker.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying.
What did my fave say? I didn't get a chance to.
She
We
said
gotta get
she
another
admire
hand.
all us for making her laugh all the time and letting her
Yes.
feel like part of the family, even though she's not part of the comedy family, but she is part of the family.
Yeah, that's exactly what she
She
said.
said, "F you, Leroy."
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. She was saying that.
Vehemently.
Yeah. So
Good talk.
before we go, I want to go around the room, see what you got going on. Damn, I got something stuck in my fucking throat.
He did.
Let's start with you starting with Chip.
No,
You had the collar
No, we
stuck in
gonna
your throat.
yeah. We're gonna start with Jason. Jason, what you got going on?
This coming Saturday, I'm doing a comedy at a survivors benefit gala. It's basically for survivors of all things that you can survive,
Okay.
like cancer, domestic violence.
45th president.
If you didn't have edges and they grew back, and now you got edges. If your mama used to slap the taste out your mouth, and now you can taste your food. If you survived anything, there's a lot of lupus, all those type things, or know someone who
MS.
MS,
Thank you.
all that.
Yeah, one
So
out of town
it's
MS.
gonna be out at Orange Park at the Hilltop Restaurant this Saturday coming up. I think it's at 6:00.
Okay.
So and that's a black tie affair. I got a tux that they done sponsor for me. I'm finna be.
Saw that on
I'm
Facebook.
gonna be looking spiffy.
Ow.
And then we wearing our like you wear your color of the group or support group that you're doing. Like my dad,
purple
yeah,
lupus.
purple. I'm doing purple for pancreatic cancer. So
Okay.
yeah, so boom, everybody does their own color. It's gonna be a nice event. So yeah. And then other than that, y'all can always check me out, jdgcomedy.com, Jason D'Angelo Granger, comedy.com.
All right. What about you, love?
I'm finna go to jail tomorrow.
Yep.
And you all can still purchase my book, The Other Side of Addiction. Thank y'all so much for the support. It has been amazing. I mean, honestly, like I get all these emails and messages and people send me pictures to prove that they bought my book and everything.
Is that a
and
book?
quote things from different chapters to prove that they're actually reading the book. So thank y'all for your support. You can get it from me, a signed copy, through Cash App. It's $ Lakita Gordon, or you can order it on Amazon.
That's
Other
right.
Side of Addiction.
Y'all get
Yes,
that
and
book.
we appreciate
And I
your
also
support.
have, I'm part of, I'll be a featured artist on, author, on the
Radio
IBG
show.
Writers Group. It's on Working Wednesdays on May 22nd. Y'all tune in at 8 o'clock. I got to verify the time is 7 or 8. But I'll be speaking about my book, so I'll be the featured author on that.
And where do
All right.
where do they tune in at?
It'll be on Facebook.
Okay.
I'm going to come next week with the correct time, though.
Boom.
All right. Y'all hear that, right? Moving on. David, what you got going, zone?
I got conscious conversations every Wednesday, 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. at T-Posh Naturals. I want to thank the two twins for wearing the Conscious Conversations Friday night, the shirts. I was totally caught off guard, and I thank them for their twin energy behind the brand. I want to shout out Queen Bee, a.k.a. Barbara Dupree, as my co-host on the show. She brought the yin and yang value to the show, and the energy is just phenomenal. I want to thank Leroy Gordon, who says he will be in the building May 1st.
Yep.
So that is phenomenal. Also, May 8th falls on a Wednesday, which is my born day, my solar return. And we will still be doing Conscious Conversations. It's going to be a born day celebration. So I'm looking to that platform growing and being bigger and helping people get to the highest versions of themselves. And also, we got every third Thursday at the Elks Lodge, we doing a comedy show. I'm having to switch up the format because the people ain't just falling in the door like I really would want them to. So it's going to be a show now. Is going to when's your next show? Because I always get that question as I'm out and about. When's your next show? So I figured I'd make that platform. If you're a comedian, a singer, poet, or whatever, and you got people saying, when's your next show? Hit me up, and that third Thursday can be your next show, and you can bring your people and have your show. So we're going to move to that kind of type of format until we get the recipe totally down to make that third Thursday comedy grow. Because it's kind of hard for people to remember every third Thursday. Ain't nobody going to go through the whole month and be like, you know what? That third Thursday coming up and shit. No, we going to go to that. It ain't going to work like that, man. It's some hard shit to market. It just is what it is, you know. But that's, you know, believe shirts. I got them on Spreadshirt right now. And I got some other automated sites that I've submitted to get it put on there. And I would say keeping my fingers crossed, but I'm just, you know, speaking to the universe and God and all the people that work for God. to help me get on those automated platforms where I want unity of belief, and I see it coming into fruition. I see it manifesting. So y'all stick in for that, and you go to Spreadshirt and get it right away, or you can hit me up and I'll bring the shirt to you.
Hello. Right. This month is over. I ain't got shit. But next month, like David said, I'll be Conscious Conversations at T-Posh Naturals May 1st. I have a show this month at the Real Teen Cafe in the month of May. But it's one of those Thursdays. I'm not sure which Thursday it is. But I'll definitely inform you. I will be there if you want to get some good comedy in, because I don't play now. I do me. And I can guarantee you're going to need to wear your Pampered Depends or whatever it is. You don't have to pinch your bean, chicks, and make sure that you don't piss all over the place, because I'm going to get at you. You know what I'm saying? So that's in May. And there's a good chance that you'll probably see me at the Comedy Zone in May. It's about an 85% chance now that I think about it. So you might see me back at the Comedy Zone. And then in June, setting up something to be at Two Saints. So y'all keep a lookout for me. You can always follow me at thelastleroy.com. Keep following the Signal 27 show. I got some things down the road for Signal 27. As you can see, we are on Spotify now, iTunes, Google Play. And mid-month, we will soon be available, hopefully, fingers crossed, iHeartRadio. Okay? Ooh. So keep me in prayer. All right?
It's going to happen.
Moving on.
Ain't no fingers crossed. It's going to happen.
Right, because fingers crossed don't mean shit.
Oh, keep it.
All right, Rough Riders all
Yeah,
I
when
know.
you cross your fingers, ain't that you breaking a promise?
I don't know.
Rough Riders.
I thought it
Whatever
was
it is.
strength and unity. I thought it was sex. I thought it was.
I guess it has multiple meanings.
Oh, okay.
Whatever you want it to be.
So, Ed, what you got going on, bro?
I check out the Fabler Comedian on YouTube. New video loaded last night.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. I
We
wish I would have
are
known.
proposing a bill, not the Capitol Hill, Willie D, but we're proposing a bill for a National Fifth on the Fifth Day, and I'll leave you with that.
National Fifth on the 5th.
That's right.
Up.
I know those weed lovers who love 420 next year. You have the whole month of April. Yeah. April 2020.
Yep. The whole
Hello.
month.
What up, Chip? What you got going on?
Hey, I got a little something going on. I can't make the announcement till it's guaranteed. But I got a couple of stuff going on. Plus, I got my YouTube page will be up in the next month, where I will be doing skits and everything.
Yes.
You know.
All right. Go ahead.
I almost forgot to tell everybody. Ha ha, funny name.
Go ahead.
It is not solid yet. I'm trying to work with the VA here in Jacksonville, Florida, so we can do an all comics. Most of us are veterans, if not all of us. I want to do a free show for my veterans because I do work at the VA. I'll try to have it set up for July or August. It's not firm yet. I have to reserve a room in the building and make sure security is ready. All the people that need to be contacted have been contacted.
That sounds like something finna jump off.
Yeah.
Make sure security is ready. All the people that need to be contacted, they've been
Be
contacted.
mindful.
Some of y'all been to Jacksonville. You
like
know
a
where the VA is, okay?
Yeah.
Be mindful in June, though.
Yeah.
Because that picnic.
They talking about the one on
picnic in
Jefferson
June.
or the one on South
Yeah,
Point?
Jefferson.
Jefferson. Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
I would love to have it at South Point, but unfortunately the room is not big enough. They want to get 60 to 100 people there, which will be great.
Gotcha.
And I know you said you wanted to do something for the homeless people, so I want to do something for the veterans.
Oh man, let's go.
Yeah.
All right, then.
Yeah.
Chip, you want any closing remarks?
Yeah. Can you give a homeless person homework? No, I'm just playing.
On that note.
Wow. Wow.
Thank y'all for tuning in to the
Wow.
Signal 27 show. We appreciate each and every last one of y'all. And see y'all next week.
See y'all.
Peace.
Thank y'all.
27.
So